This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana makes car selling fast and easy from start to finish. Enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds, down to the penny. If you accept, Carvana will come pick up your car from your driveway. Or you can drop it off at one of our car vending machines. Either way, you get paid instantly. It's fast, transparent, and 100% online. Car selling that saves your time. That's Carvana.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Welcome to episode 40 of the Inside Job Boards and Recruitment Marketplaces podcast. I am your co-host, Stephen Rothberg. I am the founder and chief visionary officer of College Recruiter Job Site, and I am joined here today by my co-host,
Peter Zollman. I am neither visionary, but I am the founder of the AIM Group. We help recruitment marketplaces grow and provide business intelligence. So that's us. Lukas Erlebach of Joblift ran into a last-minute issue and couldn't join us. So I have my favorite guest across the studio and across the country, Stephen Rothberg. And we're going to talk about blue-collar jobs. We're going to talk about finding employees online, hiring at scale. Oh, that's your other podcast. Never mind.
Oops.
No, we'll talk about hiring at scale for people like truckers.
Yeah.
Then we're going to throw in the last couple of minutes about Appcast and Bayard and some updates there. And fire away, Stephen. Tell us about blue collar jobs online and hiring at scale.
Yeah, my impression is, and you and I have been in this industry basically since it started, right? The online recruitment industry. And for a long time, I think people felt like job boards, other kinds of internet sites, recruitment marketplaces, that it was the domain of white collar, that they were for professional positions, maybe administrative, clerical, sales, managerial, whatever. And I think it took a lot of people in our industry a long time to realize that blue collar workers, whether they're truckers or warehouse or factory or whatever, they also use this thing called the internet. But I think they use it a little bit differently. When they're looking at a job board or recruitment marketplace, my understanding is a much higher percentage are on mobile devices. Is that what? Would you agree with that?
Yep. And I just finished 1,200, 1,400 miles of driving around the West and passed, probably a few thousand semi-tractor trailers. And every single one of them on the back of the trailer has apply for a job, Walmart.jobs, Saya.jobs, or SiaDrivers.com, or on and on and on. Every single one of them. And not one of those guys is sitting down at his laptop at the end of the day, guys and women, because more and more of them are women, but they're all doing it online on mobile. We should talk about Joblift just for a moment.
Yeah, sure.
And then let's talk more generally about the recruitment apps and a company we've looked at that's very fascinating. Joblift focuses on blue collar, based in Berlin, and pan-European. And
right.
that's all I know about them. Lukas was going to tell us more. You know anything more you want to say?
Yeah. So
we expect that Lukas will join us at a later date. He just couldn't make it today.
Yeah, we're my company, College Recruiter, is a partner of Joblift. So I know a little bit more about them than I would like the average Germany-based job board. when Lukas was signing up and kind of giving us a little bit of his bio and, how can we describe Joblift and whatever, pan-European is definitely something he said, right? So I think it's important to note that they, like a lot of sites, although they're based in Germany, they do business on both sides of the Atlantic. I suspect that they are much stronger in the European Union and in Germany in particular than they are in the US or Canada, but they definitely have business on both sides of the Atlantic. I think that's becoming a lot more common. One of the reasons that I was really looking forward to talking to Lukas, and I think we probably will, maybe in the fall, is that they've really carved out an interesting niche in that they know what they do well and they really focus on that. It's those blue collar workers. Like, you're not going to go to Joblift to find your next CFO opportunity. So they know who their audience is and they really focus on doing that well. And I suspect when the AIM group is looking at, for the reviews that you do, what sites are doing well, what sites aren't, which sites are you optimistic about, which sites are you pessimistic about, I would think focus is a big part of that. Do they know who they are and do they focus on that? Am I right about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the job boards that try to do all things for all people and serve everybody and every country are absolute failures. I mean, just look at Indeed, for example. They don't try to do everything for everybody, and they don't try to do it all over the world. No, but
all they do is execute. And they stumble. Well, they stumble every now and then, but far fewer than most do.
Yeah. So back to blue collar.
Yeah.
On mobile, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, easy apply. Number three, apply by phone.
Right.
Is a tool that a lot of those boards use, and not necessarily a subset, but a related niche or niche, depending on where you're sitting. If you're anyway, a related niche or niche is the gig sites, particularly for hospitality workers, for people who want to pick up a shift working in restaurants, in bars, in hotels, banquet servers, those kinds of things. And that's hiring at scale. I keep working that in for you, sir. So there is definitely a difference between that and a site that requires a resume or a CV. Short, simple.
Hi, I'm Carmen Hudson. I'm the host of the Recruiting Book Club, and we're starting our second season. I'm so excited to bring to you another set of guests of recruiters who have written books. We are excited to have some very special guests this season. We've got Shally, we've got Craig Fisher, James Ellis, and quite a few other people that we're going to bring on board to tell us about what they wrote, why they wrote it, and maybe we'll veer off into a conversation about recruiting on all types of topics and subjects that happen in our industry. So I hope you can join us. I'm excited.
Push the button, apply. And you can do that even if you're a CFO or a CMO or whatever, but it's a much different process.
I think we're going to see more general sites that target a lot of white collar candidates, adopting that strategy that we see with the gig sites and with the blue collar sites, and not requiring a resume or CV at the first point in order to apply. I think we're going to see that resume, CV, if it's required at all, I think it's going to start to come in later in the hiring process. So for example, if you're applying to a sales job, do I really need your CV in order to know if I'm interested in you? Or could you do a yes, no, or a drop down, or an SMS text back and forth so that I can understand that you had 3+ years of experience in the, in related fields? I think we can handle that both as the job board recruitment marketplaces, the ATS, the employers, all of that a lot better, and make that a lot more candidate friendly. Any closing thoughts before we go on. I know you're itching.
Two other things. I'm
Yeah,
itching to
yeah.
bring up two other topics.
Yeah.
One is a company, and I am horribly embarrassed. I didn't research them today in advance because I thought we'd be talking to Lukas, but a company based in Europe that we have written about now a couple of times that does apply by telephone. The employer sets up 6 to 8 questions by phone. It's multi-language, so if you speak Polish only, it can respond to you and feed you the questions in Polish. Are you qualified for this job? Do you have experience? You answer in very few words. It automatically translates. It automatically transcribes the application. It then, and it captures, of course, your phone number. It then uses AI to screen, and one company that they are working with gets 1 out of 8 employees in the blue collar fields for those specific job category, hires 1 out of 8 by using this apply by phone system. I am blown away by it. I think that is in many ways the future for a blue collar. You don't need a resume. You don't need anything other than pick up the phone. And it's a QR code in bars. They put the bars, a QR code, apply for a job at this company on a coaster, on a table, napkin, whatever. So that's the one thing I wanted to talk about. The other one was
before we move on. So do you remember the name of that company?
Running out of time.
Do you remember the name of that company?
I don't, and that's why I'm so embarrassed.
I'll
look it up for next time.
Yeah, I remember. We could put it into the comments. We'll put it into the comments on LinkedIn. I remember reading about that months ago in the AIM Group's recruitment market, the intelligence report. I'm thinking it was maybe in the fall, November, December, something like that. I feel like there was an article that you guys wrote about them. But what was really different about them, just to be clear, it was audio. Right?
Yeah, it's all audio.
Like lots of job boards, chat bots, whatever, are doing this kind of thing by text. This was audio, and that was so cool.
But the hiring managers, the executives, the HR departments receive a report. They don't have to listen to any of the audio. Yeah. So it's very cool. We'll look it up. I'll look it up and get you the name. It's great. Other thing, Appcast buys Bayard. Number one, Appcast says they absolutely plan to stay in working with agencies, which is an interesting concept since they're now an agency and competing with some of their company customers, but they say we plan to stay in it. Number two, Louis Naviaski, who's been CEO of Bayard for all time and sold it 2 years ago, is leaving the company. They had 57 people who were made redundant, i.e. laid off as a result of the merger. Lewis is leaving, but 57 others are leaving. 5 executives or 6 executives from Bayard are joining the new company. By the end of the year, the Bayard name will go away, which is disappointing to me, but it makes some sense, especially since Appcast is trying to broaden its scope and prep Stepstone for an IPO for Axel Springer.
Yeah. So
we got about 10 seconds left. Go ahead.
Quick comment, quick question before we run out of time. So comment is, I've already seen dozens of Bayard employees on LinkedIn saying that they've left Bayard in July of 2023 and they've joined Appcast in July of 2023. So I think the name change is already on us. The other thing is the layoffs at Bayard, if it's in the 50s, I think that's roughly 10 to 15% of their employees, something in that range.
No, they had about 350. So what's that? It's 1/7.
It's closer to 20%.
1/6. Yeah, 1/6.
The quick question. So they're going to continue to work with agencies. What about job boards?
I gotta assume if you're doing programmatic, they're going to want to work with job boards. But I got a note from Chris Foreman about it, and he didn't say anything specifically. But how do you run a programmatic and a job and a recruitment marketplace, recruitment marketing agency without working with job boards?
They could send postings to the job boards, but not receive them from the job boards. But anyway, we'll
find out. We're out of time,
Cool.
buddy.
Good to see you.
Catch you next time.
2
Take
weeks.
care.
2 weeks from today. Cheers, man.
Sounds good. Bye.
College Recruiter believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career, and that hiring early career candidates should be simple, take almost no time for your team to manage, and be very cost effective. We help Fortune 1000 companies, government agencies, and other organizations who hire at scale, meaning dozens or even hundreds a year, and who find it expensive and inefficient to attract, engage, and hire early career candidates. Our 2 core products tap into our talent pool of more than 20 million students and recent grads of almost 8,000 colleges and universities globally. For more brand awareness, we use our targeted email product, CR Brand Blast. Simply tell us who your message should reach by geography, school, major, years of graduation, languages, gender, and race. You'll get the entire subject line and message body. We'll then deliver your HTML email to the inboxes of tens or even hundreds of thousands of matching candidates who have opted in to receive these messages. Or to drive high-quality applicants at the lowest cost, use our automated job posting product, Jobs at Scale. We'll scrape your career site or import a feed of just the jobs you want us to run. Then we'll use our proprietary programmatic technology to get your postings in front of our highly targeted early career candidates and drive them to your career site to apply. Pricing is either on a traditional duration basis, so a flat fee for a certain number of months, or on a pay-per-performance model where we bill monthly just for the candidates we delivered to your career site the previous month. At College Recruiter, we drive applications within days of you saying yes, deliver 22% more applicants at a 39% lower cost, deliver candidates who are 15% more racially diverse. Request a demo today at collegerecruiter.com/employers. College Recruiter